Sutton Stracke's story just got sad. Not from another fight, but from the hidden pain the cameras finally caught. What she revealed changed everything. You can see it in her eyes, the moment the laughter fades and the truth slips out. This isn't just another Real Housewives feud. This is something deeper, something real. Behind the glitz, the gowns, and the gossip, there's a side of Sutton most fans never knew existed. A story that explains everything about her guarded smile and emotional outbursts. In this video, we'll walk through her revelation, the fallout with her castmates, and the emotional price she's paying for living her truth on national television. Before Sutton Stracke became one of Beverly Hills' most talked about housewives, she was known for her grace, southern charm, and an elegance that seemed effortless. On camera, she always appeared polished and in control. The woman who could hold her own at any dinner party, no matter how chaotic.
Sutton Stracke had always been a woman of poise and resilience. On The Real Housewives of
Fans saw her as quirky, emotional, but real. A refreshing balance in a cast full of extremes. What most people didn't see, though, was that beneath her calm exterior, Sutton was carrying a quiet pain that shaped who she is today. Born and raised in Augusta, Georgia, Sutton grew up in a traditional Southern household. She loved ballet, fashion, and dreamed of a big life beyond her small hometown. But behind the perfect manners and the pearls, her home life wasn't always easy. Her father struggled with depression and addiction, and Sutton was only in her 20s when she faced the unimaginable, losing him to suicide. It was a moment that would stay with her forever, silently influencing every part of her adult life. When she joined the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Sutton seemed like someone finally living the dream. She had wealth, style, and
Beverly Hills, she'd shown the world her elegance, her sharp wit, and her unwavering strength in the face of chaos. But beneath her polished
and confidence. But the truth was, the show's spotlight forced her to confront emotions she'd buried for decades. While others saw her crying over cast conflicts, those tears came from a much deeper place. The cameras captured tension, yes, but they also caught glimpses of someone still learning how to heal. Even early in her seasons, Sutton's reactions stood out. Some fans called her too sensitive, while others admired her vulnerability. But no one really knew the full story. Not yet. Each season peeled back another layer of her personality, hinting that the real reason behind her emotional moments had nothing to do with petty drama or jealousy. It had everything to do with grief, loss, and the lifelong struggle to hold herself together in a world that rewards perfection. The cracks in Sutton's carefully built image began to show, and what started as a fun reality show appearance slowly turned into a public journey through her
exterior. Sutton carried scars, wounds no amount of designer clothes or sparkling jewelry could hide. Her story was one of heartbreak and hope, of a woman who had fought.
And as the cameras kept rolling, her hidden heartbreak began to take center stage. As the new season unfolded, viewers started noticing a change in Sutton. The confidence that once defined her began to waver, replaced by moments of visible anxiety and emotional exhaustion. At first, it seemed like typical housewives drama, another heated dinner argument, another round of confessions. But this time, something felt different. Sutton wasn't just reacting to insults or misunderstandings. She was breaking down in ways that went far beyond the show's usual theatrics. During a tense moment on set, Sutton finally opened up. Her voice trembled as she shared a part of her life that she'd kept hidden from both her castmates and fans. She spoke about her father's death, not just as a tragic event, but as a wound that never truly healed. The entire room fell silent. You could see the shock
to maintain her grace amid life's storms. Yet recently, her journey took a darker turn, one that no amount of glamour could mask. It all began with a quiet diagnosis.
The empathy, and for some, the discomfort. In that instant, the glamorous facade of Beverly Hills cracked open, revealing something raw and painfully human. It wasn't a dramatic outburst or a fight for attention. It was a moment of truth. Sutton's confession wasn't scripted or exaggerated. It was real. She explained how her father's struggles with depression shaped the way she viewed relationships and trust, how she still carried guilt, wondering if she could have done more, said something different, or seen the warning signs. It was the kind of vulnerability that reality TV rarely shows without twisting it into a storyline. As she wiped away tears, the rest of the cast looked on, some with sympathy, others unsure how to respond. The cameras lingered, catching every breath, every pause. It was uncomfortable, but it was powerful.
Sutton had always been cautious about her health, but the tests revealed an illness that was more aggressive than she had anticipated. The news hit her like a tidal wave, shocking, overwhelming, and terrifying. Suddenly, the glamorous life she built felt fragile, tenuous, as if it could shatter at any moment. The fight that ensued was difficult. Sleepless nights, doctor visits, and a relentless barrage of treatments drained her physically and emotionally. She tried to stay strong for her family, her friends, and her fans, but inside, a deep sadness grew. The woman who once thrived on her resilience now grappled with fear of the unknown, of losing control, of leaving behind those she loved. The cameras captured her moments of vulnerability, a side of Sutton rarely seen. As she sat in her luxurious home, surrounded by memories and mementos of her life, tears welled up in her eyes. She wondered if she had enough strength to face what was ahead. The bright veneer she projected was cracking, revealing a heart heavy with worry and sorrow. Her story took an even sadder turn when she received news that her condition was more serious than initially thought. The prognosis was grim. The hopes she clung to, of recovery, of more time, began to fade. In those quiet nights, Sutton felt the weight of mortality pressing down on her, a stark reminder of life's fragility. Yet, amid the despair, Sutton found a flicker of resilience. She remembered her mother's words, "Strength isn't just about standing tall. It's about facing the darkness and still finding light." With that, she summoned her courage, leaning into her faith, her family, and the love that had always sustained her. Her journey became one of acceptance, of embracing the sadness as part of her story. She allowed herself to grieve the life she had known, the future she had envisioned, and the moments she might miss. But she also chose to cherish the present, to savor every moment, every hug, every sunrise. The other housewives noticed her change, the quiet vulnerability behind her usual poise.